one of my current favorite artists that I am just like, I'm just drinking in, if you will. Here we go. Oh, yeah. Fujii Kaze. This is a couple days old. It's pretty new. But of course, the comments just exploded with, hey, you have to check out this song and video. And I've been loving everything that Fujii's been doing. So I'm curious to see what he's got going on. Let's just give you a little direct or something here. I'm going to bloom. The flower inside of me. There's the lyrics. Now look at the set that we are on. Fujii. Oh, bro, are you kidding? Wait for it. Wait for it. Damn it, Fujii. Look at that. Oh, I got some words.
My flowers here, my flowers here.
Oh, that's so good. That was so good. Wow. Is that a first time for anybody experiencing that? Notice I didn't say listening to that or watching that, but experiencing that. Let's break this down a little bit, shall we? First shot, right away. Sparse. Wilted. Dry. And the contrast with the music, brilliant. We show you a lot in this second shot. This barren wasteland. Now notice obviously the colors of the attire of what I'm assuming is old Fujii and new Fujii. So it's very dark. And I guess it's like, I can't even say old Fujii versus new Fujii, but like, I guess different sides perhaps? Because obviously it's like he's dragging this other version of himself in a coffin. So, and now is he implying like it's that this version of himself is dying? Oh, and I really love this flag. Look how clever this is. This flag is like this quilt of everything. Some of it doesn't make sense. It's mismatched, but when it's put together, it just forms this one specific, very unique thing. Patchwork. Perfect. And you know, there's a lyric later where he talks about, this might be it. He talks about, I was feeling you and me. It was about you and me. So I guess there can be some form of a relationship that maybe he's referencing. If we're talking about these two sides, was he like a version of himself? Was he looking for reciprocation from somebody else? Was he putting value of himself based on somebody else's opinion? Could be a lot there. But even if we take the relational aspect out of it, the fact that he's discussing these two sides of himself, I think is so really brilliant. For how long will I be lost? I know I'm not the only one that has asked that damn question. You just like lost in yourself and sunken down and depressed and just like, when the hell is this gonna end? I'll find out someday, I'm sure. I do like that. It's simple as that. Those two lines are, it's really, really clever because on one hand, he's showing this like lack of, like, for how long will I be lost? Like, I'm struggling here. But then he kind of takes it with, I'll find out someday, I'm sure. And then he just pushes a little bit farther, just a little baby step. I'm in slow motion now, I guess. How the hell did I do that? I am pushing all kinds of buttons. There we go. What color would I like to be? Now, I know everybody's yelling purple. I know. But look at his attire. Just like the flag. Patchwork. See, and I love this so much because this is really similar to what we were talking about earlier with self-respect and about the community and holding each other accountable and how we view ourselves. And I think this ceremony that happens is also extremely symbolic of the fact that if we're talking about rebirth, we of course have to have fire, right? Fire is the ultimate symbol of burning down and destroying the old and then end with the new. Energy changes. You can't destroy or remove energy. It just takes on a different form. Now, have any of you ever done anything like, there's a lot of symbolic ways that we kind of handle things as humans. For example, with ceremonies like this where there's fire involved, I can tell you I've been, to gatherings or whatever where, you write down something you're struggling with on a piece of paper, and then you fold it up and nobody sees it, and then you throw it in the bucket. We set it on fire. You watch the smoke go, and you kind of tell yourself like, yeah, I'm done with that. I'm going to watch it burn. I'm going to watch it go away, and then I'm done with it. And for some people, it's a form of addiction, or it's a struggle that they have in some way, internally, externally, whatever. But, even the sweat lodges, you get in there and you sweat out all this sadness or whatever you're dealing with. And it's just ways that we cope with it. And why I think that is important is because that creates an event. It creates a turning point. The same way that we use January 1st, the new year, for resolutions. It's a turning point. Okay, here is the new mark. Now I'm going to do things differently. You know what I mean? It's symbolic, but I feel like it's important. The way that we handle things as humans, it seems important. And I think this is also, in a way, kind of saying that there's a celebration of the old you, right? They're not really mourning, per se. The old body's over here. We have the flowers that bloom. We have all the dancers. We have the fire, the rebirth. There's the portrait. We won't forget you. We're celebrating you and how you were, because without you and the way you were, we couldn't be the way that we are now. That's how I choose to view this. It could be complete nonsense, but as I always say, if that's how I view things, like that's how I receive it. Maybe there's something there that I need to pay attention to. This repeat is spectacular. I'm going to start it over. Generally, when things repeat this much, I get furious. My misophonia goes batshit. But this is important. And I do have to wonder, because these faces were covered, are these also perhaps different versions that have lasted through the years? You know what I mean? Like, let's be honest. How many of you throughout the years that you've been on this planet, you've had at least one moment where you've thought like, I don't even know who the hell I am. Like, I know who I'm trying to be. I know who I feel like I'm pretending to be, but I'm not really sure. I don't know if who I am is like a version of who I think people think I am. But did that make any sense whatsoever? Wow. Yeah. I mean, I feel like this is really relatable on a lot of different ways. Yeah, I go through it really regularly too. I mean, hell, I'm 43. 43? I don't know. I'm in my 40s. And still, yeah, you're never quite sure. Thanks, Rondo. I'm 43. Rondo says I'm 43. I'm 43. So Junie may have said in a recent interview, he's been broken down and rebuilt so many times that he doesn't know what kind of person he is at the moment. That sounds really Junie. Wow. Yeah, very, very introspective. And, you know, I think I've said this before, but it does apply. I've had times in my life where I have made it a point to like start jotting down and making an actual list of things that I need to work on to like improve. You know, sometimes it's simple stuff. Sometimes it's really complex stuff. But I'm like, look, if I'm going to live my best life, I need to fix this shit. And I just writing stuff down and I do this, I do that. And then I like keep track of it and I try to do better at this and try to do better at that. And then at some point I started being like, is this worse for me? Because I'm just like throwing all my flaws into a visual bucket and just staring at them. And I'm never perfect. I'm not doing it right. I failed today. I failed tomorrow. And then I just kind of let go of it. But the truth is, like, I don't know if that's a bad thing. I don't know if it's a good thing. And if some things don't need fixing, you leave them alone, you know? Wow. Put it in the box, right, Thelma? Jeez, man. See, Fujii asking the big questions. Wow, that was great.